Well, welcome everybody to our online program on addiction and recovery from the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in Powell River, British Columbia. And the therapists at the center just came back from the 8th International Meaning Conference. That's a conference of researchers and therapists who believe that meaning is fundamental to human beings, and in fact meaning is fundamental to human well-being. In other words, the more meaning you have, the better you're going to feel, better your health, better your mental health, those sorts of ideas. And so it's just a collection of people, and in this collection of people they weren't all in total agreement. And that's the thing about meaning in psychology, is it's not one way of looking at things. Many people have different interpretations. Anyway, on this online program, I thought we'd look at a handful of the common ideas, the ideas that all these researchers and therapists did share. And one of them is the idea of self-awareness. So this is the idea that I can answer this question, who am I? I know myself. I know what's important to me and what isn't important to me. I know what makes me sad, glad, and mad. I have a good insight into why I make decisions and such things like that. Now, people who are suffering from addictions, very often, they can't answer those kinds of questions. And not only are they disconnected from their, from understanding, their values and things like that, but very often even disconnected from their physical bodies. Probably because addiction can be pretty painful, so they've learned to dissociate themselves from their physical bodies. So they're really lacking the self-awareness at all sorts of levels. And so part of living a meaningful life is to regain an awareness of yourself, to begin to understand who you are as a person, right? So little things, for example, you could ask yourself, like, what's your favorite movie? And why is that movie your favorite one versus another movie that you may not like? Like, what precisely is it about you that makes this movie attractive to you? Or what's your favorite color? And why that color versus another color? These sorts of things. And people who are really self-aware, who really understand who they are, they can answer those questions just like that, instantly. Right? But people who struggle with addictions, they have a really tough time, mainly because they've got a lot of their understanding about themselves from the outside world. Right? So the outside world keeps giving them this message about who they are as a person. And so rather than, and they take that in, rather than actually start reflecting on themselves. I've told that story before of one of our clients who was an elderly gentleman, and after he did his life story, he said that was the first time in 60-some years of living that he had spent more than 5 minutes even thinking about himself. Of course, that's a bit of an extreme example, but it's that idea that people with addictions don't spend much time thinking about themselves. So really, self-awareness is the first step in going on and leading this meaningful life. And that was backed up by most of the speakers at the conference. They had various interpretations of it, but that was the basic idea. This idea that if I'm going to go off and live a meaningful life, the first step is I better get a good understanding of who I am as a human being. Anyway, that's it for this one, and we'll be back next time with another one on the Meaning Conference.